Hi guys, welcome back. Actually, well, not really welcome back. I um have been doing this account for a long time, but I decided that I'm going to kind of add what I'm going to be doing since I've been switching on Instagram of what videos I am actually doing, which is poetry and book reviews. So I thought I will do two book reviews about my two favorite books. The first one is Unsent Voice Messages from AKHIRA. This is how it looks. And it's actually published by Amazon. And the second is Pillow Thoughts from Courtney Peppernell. It's published by Andrews Macmillan Publishing and is also available as an audiobook. Um, yeah, I actually have picked out four poems each to just look a little into it. And yeah, I will be explaining the poems and why I like them, of course, so you guys have a quick overview and little bit into it to know if you want to read the book or not. So the first one is on page 141. I pretend your actions don't bother me, when in reality it affects my whole day. I, it's, both of them write pretty good, so it's really understandable. Um, I just like that I pretend your actions don't bother me, when in reality it affects my whole day. I'm gonna be putting it in here also for you guys to see, because I know people have trouble hearing it and then understanding it, so I'm gonna be putting it as a text there too. I just like that it is so relatable, actually, because if a minor thing happens by me, I will be thinking about it for weeks on end. So I think it kind of explains its own. Um, so yeah. Then we have the next one on page 114. It's crazy how you can go days or months without seeing or talking to someone, but they still cross your mind every day. I have a few people I miss. I'm gonna be honest there. I just think it's so relatable. Again, I think all of them are very relatable to me. And it just really, really shows you how a person can affect your daily life, or just, even if it's just once a month, that they sort of cross your mind, even though you didn't talk to them for so long. I just really, really like that it shows it. Then another one is on page 101. Of course my heart is breaking. I gave you everything I had. You smiled and took somebody else's hand. So it basically just means you try everything for literally one person, but they still go to someone else. Like, they still do not choose you even though your efforts are there. Just seeing how somebody can take advantage of you, even though you try so hard. It doesn't even have to be of love. You can be heartbroken also by friendship, which I think is also very good there. And then the last one from this is on page 45. Out of all the things I've lost, I miss my ability to trust again the most. I think just the ability to trust again is very relatable, because trust is just for me a really big thing. So actually, like, trusting somebody again, it takes time. Even after it was basically so much broken, it's really, really hard to trust somebody again. So yeah. So this is this. It's available on Amazon. Um, it's a really good book. I especially like AKHIRA. I will be putting her Instagram in the bio, not bio, description, sorry. Um, because I just think they're an amazing poet and their poems are very good and the books also. I have a few of them and we'll be actually getting more. So you will be most likely seeing me have some more. Then we have the Courtney Peppernell, Pillow Thoughts. I also love this book. It's actually the first poetry book I got. I also picked here 4 poems. We're gonna start with the last one in the book again. On page 157, but what is involved in a happily ever after? There are too many versions, not for you to choose, but to create. It's just meaning that the end is not written yet. You can still change it. You can have it in your own hand and do what you want to do and not how somebody tells you to live your life, which I find is a really, really topic you should know and understand that nobody can tell you what to do except for you. So, just really like that message behind it. Then I have on page 128, one day you're going to look at someone and say, I survived. There's great satisfaction in that, even more if the person staring back comes from your mirror. So I like this one because I survived just means so much to me personally myself. Because of my past, I will not get into that. But like I like how after you've healed, you can say, I survived the things I went through. And if you can say that to yourself, it's even better. It feels great. Actually great. So it's just something to look forward to, actually. Then the next one is on page 119. The tragedy of what could have been is nearly as crippled as what once was, but never be again. This is a bit more complicated one to explain, but I'm just gonna say this. If I don't know if I'm getting this right. It's just what I think they mean, and to try to tell you my perspective. Of course, poetry has so many perspectives, which I think is amazing about poetry. The tragedy of what could have been is nearly as crippled as what once was. So basically, just saying what could have been doesn't matter because it wasn't. It's just faint in your mind. The same with what once was. So something that already happened. You can't change it. And it can never be again, of course. Something that happened can't be again. It can be there kind of similar, but not always the same. So that's why I love this one, because it just means the past is the past, the present is the present, and the future is the future. The future can be changed, the present should be lived, and the past should be forgotten. Or at least be as a memory. Not something you particularly want to have again, but just to live in the moment and cherish what once was. If that makes any sense to you guys. I hope it does. Then the completely last one. It's a more early one on page 57. In the end, we, as in you and me, were never meant to be. I like this because after many heartbreaks and relationships, in the end, we, as in you and me, were never meant to be. I just also like the rhyme in that one. Sometimes people are not meant to be, and that's something that is good, because you can't get along with every single person. There's always going to be somebody who doesn't particularly like you, and that's okay because people are different. So I just really like that it shows that even though if it's meant to be in a relationship, um, like background, but I just think sometimes love can be in friendship too, and it should be. Same within a relationship, there should always be a friendship because it's just something different than just being friends. And I just like that very much. So yeah, this book took me about 2 hours to read. I had tears in my eyes while reading this. The unsent voice messages from AKHIRA. It has 190. Oh no, I'm sorry. It has 101 pages, so it was a very light reading, actually. And Pillow Thoughts took me about 4 to 5 hours. This brought me actually to tears. I was actually crying in this because sometimes it's just so, just very relatable and goes deep. It has 256 pages, so it's also a light read for people who just started to read. You should really try poetry books then because it's just not that much, and most of the time it's just not a lot of text, as you can see. There can be lots of text, but there can also be just one sentence, 2 sentences. So it's a great start. And of course, if you are writing poetry, a little tip from the side, read poetry. It helps you create how to write it, like how you word things. It just helps you very much. It's just a little tip from me. Okay, I will see you guys hopefully next week. I'm gonna try to do one every week now. If I get the chance because of school and other stuff, private. But I hope I can be here again with more recommendations and not just poetry. I'm gonna try to maybe pick out some poems I find online, maybe from my friends even, and just explain it, what it means. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Will link the I will link both books from Amazon in the description so you guys can find them and read them yourselves. Bye.